Hello everyone, it's good to see you all. Back at it again with another update video. Let's go ahead and just talk about the day. So it all started at around like 10 o'clock, 10:30, somewhere around there when I woke up. No, it was 11. Woke up at around 11, and when I got up, I went out into the kitchen. I was looking through the fridge trying to find something to eat. I was very hungry. And then I greeted my sister, and then I got, she got up, and then I remembered, I've been wanting something nostalgic for a while now, specifically 2 double cheeseburgers from McDonald's. You know, the classic, like, simple ones with a smooth bun and the 2 thin, meat patties with the little cheese slices. I used to go ham on those all the time when I was a kid. So I just randomly felt nostalgic for that today, and I was like, I really want to have a double cheeseburger meal. Then my sister told me, well, gotta be careful, because I heard about a conspiracy theory where the cheeseburgers are like Soylent Green. And then when I heard that, I was like, oh, well, that's spooky. And I was like, I still want it. So I said bye. I went in my car. I drove off. I went through the drive-thru, picked up the meal, drove back home. It was really hot in the car, but I was able to bear it. When I arrived, I had my fries well done. When I arrived at the McDonald's, I asked for my fries well done, a diet Dr. Pepper, and the 2 cheeseburgers, and I returned home. I put them all on a plate, and I went to my room, and on my TV, I watched a Red Letter Media video. I finished one that I started where they were talking about horror movies. They were having a horror movie trivia show, and it was pretty funny. Jay is very knowledgeable about horror movies, but they had a little joke at the end where their other co-player said a delayed answer from hundreds of questions ago, and then Mike just awarded him a bunch of points that beat Jay, even though Jay beat him overall. So it was just a little joke there, and it was pretty funny. And I was eating the meal, and I forgot how nostalgic it was to eat this. One of the interesting things about it was like, when I was done eating the cheeseburger, I was like, man, I really wish I could have a second one. And then seeing the second one that I got, I was like, oh, I did get a second one. And there's just something about being able to continue is really nice. I really like that a lot. But don't do it too much, because that's a lot of calories, and it's filled with a bunch of bad ingredients that aren't even good for you. I only did it this one time as just, nostalgic romp past memory lane, but, not something I would do again. And then, after I was done eating, or for a while, I threw away everything I ate with, and I told my sister, reminded me of one time when I was with my dad at a church back in the day, where he would ask me if I wanted a cheeseburger. I said sure, and he gave me one, and he left the room. I ate the cheeseburger, and he asked if I wanted another. He said sure, and kept on giving me cheeseburgers when I kept on saying yes. It was like, those were the days. Endless McDonald's cheeseburgers. Yeah. And I think I was around 9 or 10 years old back in those days. And then after that, I decided to go back and made a cup of coffee. I went to my room, and I decided to watch a new video from Papa Meat called the Peter Pan stalker. And basically, there's this lady who's like obsessed with Peter Pan from Disney World, Florida, and to the point where like she just constantly records interacting with him, and every day. It's pretty crazy. And basically, it was just popping me talking about how there's a certain type of Disney adult out there that gets a little too obsessive with what they're into, to the point where it becomes uncomfortable for the actors portraying those characters. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And then after that, I remember my mom called. I told her what I was watching, asked her how she was doing. She said she was doing good. She was on her way back from work. And then she returned. I need to use the restroom. I got a call from her again in the restroom telling me that she was watching a documentary about dangerous life under the water, the ocean. It's like, that's interesting. And then after I was done watching that, I was like, oh, I need to make a meal for work. And so I looked in the fridge and I realized we didn't really have any lunch meat. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I just put some bread on and some mayonnaise on. We didn't even have any mustard. So I just had to put, my sister gave me a piece of her American cheese. So I put that on there. And I was like, you know what? I know at work they have free mayonnaise packets, so I'm going to go get the mayonnaise packets, and also I'm going to get a separate piece of meat, put it in the sandwich with the mayonnaise, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I put what I had in my box along with a bag of veggie straw sticks. I got dressed for work. I said goodbye to my mom and sister. I remember as I was making the food, I was having conversation with my sister about Bionicle, similar to the Bionicle biopsy video that I did earlier on this channel, bring up similar points and stuff. And she did agree that it would probably be a good time for her to come back. Yeah, if not now, then at least within the next 5 years, 10 years the latest, but the sooner the better. And then I went in my car. I drove off to work after saying goodbye to my mom and sister and telling them I love them. And I eventually arrived at work where I brought my sandwich kit with me. I was listening to the roller coaster ride Lilo and Stitch song while going to work, and it got me in a really good mood. I was like, whoa, I'm excited. Let's do this. And I punched in, greeted everyone, and I brought my sandwich kit up in the break room and put it away. And I went downstairs and I started doing my duties. I bagged for the customers. I swept the produce, the break room. I remember I got into a silly little conversation with one of my coworkers where I saw a hamburger helper cardboard box or poster on the floor, and I looked and I said, it'd be funny. And they said, what if they made a hamburger helper movie and it was called Helper, and it was like Ratatouille, where the rat's like pulling on the hair to control you to have you make chef dishes. And we're like, yeah, well, what if it's a chef who puts on the hamburger helper glove to help him make the best dishes ever, but then he loses the hamburger helper glove, and now he has to prove he's a real chef without it, and the hamburger helper glove turns into a real cartoon character, and he has to traverse through the city to find his original chef owner so he can slip back on his hand again and they can be a team again. So yeah, that's and they thought, oh, that actually sounds pretty good. We'd probably watch that. And then yeah, I even told 2 guys up in the break room, and one of them had a weird reaction to it. They were like, whoa, that's dark. That went dark, bro. I'm like, what's so dark about it? It's just the glove got separated. We need a movie. We can't have a movie if there's no drama or a plot or anything, And it was like, well, you don't have to get so dark. I'm like, what are you talking about? It was so weird. Anyways, after that, I remember sweeping the store floor, and then I'm pretty sure I took an order out. I remember taking an order out. Yeah. Oh, and then it was time for my first break. So during my first break, I refilled my water canteen, got some sandwich meat, and some carbonated flavored water that was only $1. It was a really good price. And I went upstairs. I put the carbonated water in the freezer because it would, by the time I returned to drink it, it would be like a good hour and a half since it was in there, which would give it plenty of time to cool down. And I quickly put the sandwich with the. Oh, I grabbed the mayonnaise on my break too. And I quickly put the sandwich kit together. I put the mustard in, the mayonnaise in, and then the meat in, and I put that in the sandwich and I put it in my container, and it was good to go. Put it back in the fridge, and I returned to work. Oh, but before returning, I went to the bathroom and I noticed, we were out of rolls for our hands to wipe our hands dry. A paper towel roll. So I put a new one in there. So the men's bathroom would have ways for men to dry their hands. And then I went back down and I greeted my coworkers. I put on my vest and I decided to start filling up the bags in the front end. Then taking out the trash. As I was taking out the trash in the front end, our family friend came up and said hello and was telling me about their day. I was like, oh, interesting. And they said they were going to get chicken. I was like, cool, hope you enjoy your chicken. And then I remember after that, I was going to throw away this trash that was in the front end store floor, right next to the exit entrance door, and it had the funkiest smell ever. It was really gross. And when I removed the bag up, I noticed there was this disgusting looking fluid that looked really thick and goopy at the bottom. And it looked like someone might have threw away their, what I would presume to be like a Starbucks coffee or something. And maybe there was a hole in the bag, and the Starbucks, like, they probably threw away their cup that was half full, and it dripped to the very bottom of the trash bin. And it must have been sitting there for a while because maybe like the enzymes started to rot and smell. So I had to grab my paper. I had to grab a roll of paper towels, a fork, and wrap the paper towels around the fork, and lean down and wipe the trash, the bottom of the trash bin, so that smell wouldn't stay there forever. And I was able to wipe it all away and throw away in the trash bag, and then triple wrap the trash bag so it wouldn't have any more fluid leaking out anywhere, or smells. And then I sprayed a disinfectant germ killer at the bottom to ensure that any germs down there would die, or smells would die. And then I put a new bag in, and yeah, that's what happened. It was crazy. I then went up and asked for the trash in the office, and I took that out and I threw out all the front end trashes and the bathroom trashes, the break room trashes, the janitor closet trash, and the shipping receiving trash. And I threw all that away in the back trash bin of the store. And then it was time for lunch. So I punched out. I went upstairs. I ate my. It was a ham sandwich with really fresh tasting ham. It was really good tasting ham. I really liked it, especially the American cheese and the mustard and mayonnaise all worked really well together, along with the home fried bread, I think it was. And I had the veggie straws that were ranch flavored, and those were really good. And yeah, I had the tropical flavored fizzy water, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was really tasty. So yeah, a really great lunch, I would say. And as I was eating, I was watching this video from News Nation. Originally, one where this guy and Ross Coulthart are talking about what they think is on the moon. But in the midst of watching that video, I realized, wait a minute, I've seen this video before. It was right around the time they were talking about the spacecraft that appeared and then zipped away when a light shot at it. Which, I don't know, might be a directed energy weapon at like a UFO, I don't know. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, I've seen this video. What's another one I can watch? And they released a new one about like Soviet UFOs, so I was watching that. And apparently there was like a UFO that crash landed underneath like a house, and there's like this research team that wants to use ground penetrating radar to find if there is any UFO underneath the house. But the house owner is not consenting. They don't want anything to do with it. So they're like, oh, I guess not. So yeah, but hopefully maybe they eventually they'll agree, or I don't know, maybe the house will change owners and they'll be more accommodating, whatever comes first, I suppose. And then after that, I finished my food. I shut down the video. I went downstairs. I punched back in, and I continued my closing duties. I wiped down all the check stands. I brought in the carts and the signs. I had this funny interaction with one of my coworkers about what mascot character do I look like, and they told me I look like Tony the Tiger, which I thought was pretty funny. And then they asked me what mascot they look like. I was like, I'll have to think about that. And then I went and checked the mascots in the cereal aisle, and I was like, I know, you look like the Smack'em's frog, or the the frog for the cereal. And they were like, yeah, I knew you were going to say that. And I was like, yeah, that's funny. And then I saw another coworker who was like, you kind of remind me of that sunflower mascot. Or like, oh, okay, it's interesting. And yeah, it was pretty funny and fun. And then, yeah, my co-closer closed most of the produce blinds. I had to close one, so there's one that needed to be closed. I sweeped the produce area. I did a few go backs, and then I let my co-manager know that I was ready to go. So I punched out. I grabbed my things. I said goodbye to my co-manager, and then I went in my car. I decided to listen to a Simi and Jimmy video while driving off home. When I arrived, I decided I want to, before like I do anything, I want to record my update video, so that way like that's done, I won't have to worry about it. So here it is. After I'm done recording this, I'm going to record my Dune video, and then I'm probably just going to chill, finish my Simi and Jimmy video, eat my cereal, because I saw there was some Raisin Bran protein cereal that looks pretty good. And then probably just I don't know, maybe call it a night, take my vitamins, brush my teeth, go to sleep. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Have a good night, or day, or morning.